What's the mood surrounding this team as everyone is rested and rejuvenated returning from the bye week?
It's good, just getting everybody back. I was just saying to Michael, we haven't seen so many faces because we have guys coming back from the injury breaks. We have guys obviously coming back from international duty. Everybody coming back from the weekend off. We had a lot of guys in training. It's good. It's a good feeling, and today we're working our way back into it and really start focusing on a big week ahead of us.
Prior to the bye week, the victory against DC, you said that you didn't want to get too high on that. This team doesn't want to peak too soon. When do you think is the right time to peak in this season?
Ultimately, in the end, we get ourselves in the playoffs, and we want to peak going through the playoffs. That's the way teams win championships. But for us, it's about continuing to progress. We feel like we still have a lot of ground to make up in terms of getting better as a team. We still don't think we're quite there. We're scratching the surface in some ways, and so it's tightening up some things, continuing to work towards what we do and who we want to be, and managing games better, doing a number of things a little bit better over the course of matches.
You mentioned how you haven't seen a lot of players. Squad depth is obviously important. How comfortable are you with the depth in your squad right now?
Very. It's great to see some guys back and guys that we haven't seen for a little while. So it's going to be tougher to pick 11s, and it's going to be tougher to pick 18s as we get more guys back. But that's what we want. That's what makes my job interesting and at times difficult. But we feel good with our group, and again, we just need to keep progressing as a unit and getting better each day.
New York City, obviously coming in this weekend, David Villa, player of the week, and it's a team that's in last place, but only 3 points separates last place from fifth place in the table. Are you getting a better read on the competition, what the teams are like in and around you in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, I mean, obviously with more games, you get to see more teams and you get a feel for what they're about. But I think, especially with expansion teams, they're also new groups, and they're starting to learn more about themselves, and they're evolving as groups as you come, and you're trying to keep an eye on that evolution process. And obviously New York's picked up a couple wins in the last couple games, and you can tell from Jason's comments that he's feeling better about how their team is playing and some of the things they're doing. So that's the importance of really an MLS. In a lot of ways, you can't come too predictable too soon because you play a lot of teams 3 times throughout the year, and teams will figure you out. So I think it's important to have some evolution over the course of a season, and in some ways to know who you are, but also be able to get out of that in slight ways to be a little bit different so that you don't become predictable for everybody.
We mentioned the depth is obviously important, but we're seeing more and more star players, big name players come into this league, whether it's via New York or Jovinko and the job that he's done for your team. When it comes to their play, do you look at those players as being true difference makers, maybe separating the good from the very good teams across MLS?
Yeah, they're true difference makers for sure. But also, it's very hard in this league to be a single guy difference maker. You have to have a good shape and organization around you. You have to have other players who are good supporting casts. And if you have that, then I think it's easier to have an impact on this league. If you're it's hard to be the one guy in a team and make a real difference, right? You have to have some of that structure around you, and I think that's a little bit of what Villa's also benefiting from, as the rest of the group is starting to evolve a little bit. He's back to what seems to be healthy, and he's finding his spaces on the field to do things and connecting with other guys. But you got to have all the pieces functioning, even for the top guys, to be successful in this league.